It's official, ladies and gentlemen. Elizabeth Warren is running. Oh my God. Oh my God. She's running. Thank you very much for tuning in. Happy New Year. And 2019 is going to be a great year for everyone. It is going to be a fantastic year. And to my super chat, thank you so very much. You give me every incentive to rock these live streams. So, ladies and gentlemen, shalom, yo. Hello, Brooke. Why do I why do you add advocating for impeaching Trump on your videos? I never did that. I'm a Trump 2020. So, Larry, are you talking about the ads? I don't control what the ads are. YouTube does. But ladies and gentlemen, happy New Year. I definitely want Trump to win in 2020. I'm a Trump supporter, and I have no control over the ads that run on my channel. Ladies and gentlemen, Minnesota has 10 electoral college votes. Wisconsin has 10 electoral college votes. Michigan has 16. Pennsylvania has 20. And, excuse me. Ladies and gentlemen, Florida has 29 electoral votes. 29. Okay. Now, when you look at the landscape, you have 20, 36, 65 electoral votes between Florida, Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Minnesota. And sorry, you have more than that. 50, 60, 70, like 85, 86 electoral college votes. Florida, 29. Pennsylvania, 20, 49. Minnesota, 59. Wisconsin, 69. So sorry, 75. So 69, 70. Yeah. 85. And Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Florida are very important. You have to win those. So I don't believe that Warren will win the primary. I don't think that she has the support. Number one, you can tell who, and there are pundits who, one pundit said, well, if I was in a swing state, I would vote for Bernie or Hillary, but I'm voting for Jill Stein because I'm not in a swing state. Telling his audience to vote for Clinton, essentially, if it counted, which the quote-unquote oligarchy or power structure or Democratic Party or establishment, that's exactly what they want. You're not really saying anything. You're not doing anything. You're not like, taking it to the man or shattering the corrupt system on the left. Democrats know exactly what they're doing. That's why they're so corrupt and vile. They know exactly what they're doing. They get caught cheating, they blame Russia, and then all the wonderful liberals who are anti-war then say that a foreign power influencing Facebook ads, oh my God. And Elizabeth Warren was in on it. They're all in on it. They're so corrupt. She wanted to break up Too Big to Fail banks. That's why I wrote in the Huffington Post, yeah, she should be the first female president. This was before she cheated Bernie Sanders, or she backstabbed Bernie Sanders. Before I was a Second Amendment advocate, before all these things. Grumpy Old Fox 4000. Let's do what we can to make 2019 a better year. Yes. Lady Monique Jolie, exactly. Grumpy Old Fox 4000. Thank you. And so what do you get? What do you get when you have Elizabeth Warren who's running? You have an easy win for Trump. Now, because I don't think if you have two populist voices, and actually the best thing that ever happened, I'm glad I was wrong about the House. I was right about Hillary Clinton losing, and nobody predicted that. And I'll be right about Clinton. I mean, Sticks and a couple other people, a handful of people did, but the majority, the establishment, even progressives at that point when I was on the left, all the loudest voices, and you see the meltdowns on YouTube. All the loudest voices said Clinton, Clinton, Clinton. Even New York Times, Clinton, solid electoral college lead. Clinton, 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 Clinton winning. Clinton winning. Clinton winning. And they made fun of you. They tried to disparage you. Ever wonder why I had so many hit pieces written on me on the when I was on the left, and now I'm on the right, and Ross Story still, and other people still write on conservative, more conservative. Still have some. I want, like, for example, Dreamers and DACA recipients to become citizens. I want that to be a part of negotiations, which it is, which is fantastic. I want Americans home from counterinsurgency wars, which is what Trump has. So Trump brought what is bringing 10,000 Americans home. So for a person who used to be a Jill Stein voter, an actual Jill Stein voter, not the type of guy like, well, I'm voting for Jill Stein, but I hope Hillary wins eventually, or please everyone, you vote for Hillary. No. There's a lot of Jill Stein voters who are voting for Trump now. Why? Because Trump is the only person who will back up what he says in terms of foreign policy. And foreign policy, ladies and gentlemen, anti-war doesn't mean anti-Israel. This is a new thing on the left. You have to hate Israel with a passion. You have to hate Israel with a passion. The great Alice Walker, who is a brilliant author, apparently never read a book on the Holocaust. She wrote The Color Purple, apparently never read a book on the Holocaust, doesn't know that 6 million Jews were murdered by Nazis and millions of other people were murdered. Then she writes a poem and says, Zionist Nazis. So if you are a Jewish person or you're an Israeli, suddenly you are linked to the people who murdered 6 million of your fellow Jewish people. Why? Well, we can go into it, but the point is, it's not clear cut. What would Alice Walker or anyone else call Hamas or all the other wonderful, peaceful groups launching rockets and executing people and committing human rights violations? So that's the thing. The left is full of duplicity, disingenuous rhetoric, a complete absence of historical awareness, knowledge. And this is from a brilliant author. Alice Walker is a brilliant, absolutely brilliant individual. But the left is like, they brainwashed themselves. They've brainwashed themselves. The vape store is the perfect analogy for politics today. The vape store guy, press number 1 if you've seen the vape store video. Press number 1 if you've seen the vape store video. All right, so the vape store video is pretty much a microcosm of what the left, or what liberals, or what many progressives have become. Thank you, MDD. Thank you, everyone, for your support. The vape store video is an example. They don't this is the thing. If you disagree with Trump, fine, no problem. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. If you say Trump is a bad president, fine. If you don't think his policies are good, fine. If you want to say that he's the reincarnation of Mussolini and Genghis Khan and everybody bad in the humanity, and he is whispering to the most to the most racist people on the planet and fomenting their hate, then you're out of line. then you're illogical and irrational. And this guy doesn't want to serve someone at a vape store with a Trump shirt. He caught the vapors, but Drake. Exactly, get real. So how are you going to do, like, how does this, you're at a vape store. You're working at a vape store. And a lot of like that, like the quote unquote vaping community, at least in terms, I know people who like have shops and they make the juices and they make all that stuff. That community of individuals who make the stuff, like half of them are Trump supporters. Probably more than half. So Inga Hicks, exactly. That was hilarious also, although I'm not going to go into that. That was hilarious also. The left is like, so this vape store guy is like yelling and screeching at the top of his lungs. Like a person who's lost his mind. And for no reason. Meanwhile, there's an African-American gentleman there saying, what is going on here? And you have the white liberal who thinks of himself as like this, like, you know, shining figure, this like heroic figure. Meanwhile, the African-American gentleman, who knows what his political beliefs are, but let's assume that he isn't really thrilled with Trump. He's like, I want to get, you know, a vaping product also. Why am I subjected to this? That gentleman was like, why am I subjected to this? James Mitchell, I'm probably more of a populist than I'm not a progressive anymore, and I'm a Trump supporter. So I'm independent leaning on a bunch of things, I guess. I don't have a label. Like, for example, I want Dreamers. This is who H.A. Goodman is, everyone. I want Dreamers to become citizens. And I want the Second Amendment to be upheld by every court in the land. First and foremost, I want Americans home from never-ending wars. Nick's Radio. That's why I went from Elizabeth Warren, wrote about Rand Paul, wrote about Bernie Sanders 100 times, and went from Bernie to Jill Stein to Trump, because I want Americans home from war. Nick's Radio, the vape store guy, has one-man representation of the post-election anti-Trump hissy fit protests. Exactly. These are literally swarms of these people. They're little, yeah. There are. I know one. I know them. You know, Eric Smith. Yes, very much so. Eric Smith, you're 100% right. Sorry, everyone. I apologize. This is kind of disgusting, but what can I do? This might be the first live stream in history where I'm like picking boogers and like blowing my nose, and so sorry. Getting over a cold. Thank you, Scott. Yeah, so, and it's just like they don't I am feeling better, Eric. Thank you. Luke St. Martin, thank you. So they've lost their mind, and Elizabeth Warren is like not cool anymore. See, the left is about image and emotion. That's why Beto O'Rourke is so appealing. There's no intersectionality with Beto O'Rourke. There's no Beto O'Rourke. See, you know what? It's interesting. Like, I interviewed Sima Hernandez on this channel. She is a Latina. You know, she's a woman, a Latina, and she could have represented the Democrats infinitely better than Beto, Drunko, Baracho, Arresto for driving in oncoming traffico. O'Rourke. And he skateboard is like, oh my God. Every time he speaks, he sounds like Keanu Reeves in Bill and Ted's. Beto O'Rourke, climate change is really important, man. Really important, dude. Well, then why are you the number 2 recipient of oil and gas money in all of Congress after Ted Cruz? Because you're a Democrat in Texas and you'll accept money from anybody, anybody, anybody. So Elizabeth Warren announces 2020 Presidential Exploration Committee. She's running. This is Vox, Elizabeth Warren. This is old, like, rhetoric. Every person in America should be able to work hard, play by the same set of rules, and take care of themselves and the people they love. That's what I'm fighting for. That's why I'm launching an exploratory committee for president. I'll save you the money. Here, Elizabeth Warren, you have to win Florida. You have to win Pennsylvania. You have to win Michigan. You have to win Wisconsin and Minnesota. Now, she might be able to win Wisconsin and Minnesota and Ohio. But can she win Ohio? Can she win Michigan? Can she win Pennsylvania? I left out Ohio, actually. So between Minnesota and Wisconsin and Michigan and Ohio and Pennsylvania and Florida, you have 103 electoral college votes. And I was saying in 2015, Hillary Clinton could not win, could not defeat, could not win swing states. And I said this on this channel also. Okay. So she has to win those 103. And then, like, you get like 270 to win this site. They're like, oh, yeah, Arizona, Texas, Georgia, and North Carolina are in play. How the heck are they in play? How the heck are they going to vote blue? Texas didn't even vote for Beto, and he's outspent Cruz almost 2-1. Arizona, yeah, I get that because of Sinema, but that and Flake, but it's still conservative. It's still a conservative state. So, Florida, you have Scott and DeSantis winning. That should go to Trump easy. Pennsylvania and Ohio are the two toss. Ohio, they actually have more red now. So Ohio looks to be more red. But you know what? I mean, people love Trump in these areas. There are a lot of Trump voters who did not vote in the midterms. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for helping me out. But I'm actually really happy. Then you have, she's 1,024th Native American. That's hilarious. They said that she's actually less Native American than the average American in the Midwest. So the average person in, like, Oklahoma or Indiana or Missouri or Illinois, Kansas, is more Native American than she is. So you have this, like, obsession with identity. You have this obsession with identity while at the same time, you have people like Beto and Warren who are like, I'm really one of the people. It's like, no, you're not. You didn't even pass your DNA test. And all you have is a nickname. That's all you have. I can't just say, like, oh, my new name is Enrique H.A. Goodman, and I'm, that's my link to the Latino community. Just a name is not just, can't be just a link. A name, you have to, obviously, I grew up with amazing, beautiful, amazing Mexican-American friends and Latino people all my life. So that's my link. It's better than just having a name. I can't just say Enrique H.A. So Beto O'Rourke is just like a symbol of the dysfunctionality of Democrats. The guy is a white guy with a Spanish nickname. That it's like a joke. Rico Goodman. Luke St. Martin, yes. ICAS 80, I do. So, like, so it's like, oh, the California primary is very early. There you go. Orange Night. There you go. They want to knock out. They want to knock out a whole bunch of people with very early. They cheated. They lost. They cheated Bernie Sanders. They blamed Russia. They twisted Suave. American middle class is under attack. Oh, here we go. But economy's doing better. Billionaires and corporations who want more of the pie. Here we go. It doesn't work when you fold for Clinton. When you fold like a cheap suit, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It works for certain viewers. It works for certain people who watch certain pundits. Those pundits will send you right back to Hillary or Kamala Harris or, or Biden. The two most widely discussed 2020 nominees for Democrats are two white guys, Biden and Beto O'Rourke. Okay, what happened? What happened? 2 years, the same nonsense, and then what happened? So you have an economy that is doing well. How many manufacturing jobs? Over 300,000. 10 times Obama's over the first 21 months. Okay. This is a Forbes article. The Great Recession officially ended in June 2009, 6 months into the former President Obama's first term. The economy continued to shed jobs until the following March. Manufacturing was particularly hard hit, with almost 2.3 million manufacturing jobs. As in the case during recoveries, jobs bounced back, with seasonally adjusted non-farm employment expanding almost 12% when President Obama handed over the economy. March from 2010 to 2017, when President Obama handed over the presidency to Donald Trump. But during that period, manufacturing employment grew only 7.7%. And with Trump in the first 21 months of Trump's presidency, comparing the last 21 months of the Obama administration with the first 21 months of Trump's, shows under Trump's watch, more than 10 times the number of manufacturing jobs were added. Hello. 396,000 manufacturing jobs. Manufacturing, 396,000 manufacturing jobs. So how is this a bad thing? You have close to 400,000 manufacturing jobs. 400,000 manufacturing jobs. 8 years of Obama administration piling on regulation upon regulation, from labor rules to clean power plants and implementing of Obamacare, placed industry into a defensive crouch. So you have 400,000 manufacturing jobs under Obama. I mean, under Trump. On Obama, you lost hundreds of thousands of manufacturing jobs. Ichkan Diddy. That's it. Now you're Rico. Yeah, Rico Goodman. Rico Suave. Ichkan Diddy. Thank you so much, as always, Ichkan Diddy. Happy New Year. Inga Hicks. What are your best estimates for candidates on the Dem side for 2020? Do you think they will pull more Trump scandals to try and undercut him? I do think that the candidates themselves will try to bring up every Trump scandal. I think the candidates themselves, Inga, will be so harmed from the Democratic primary. They will be so wounded, so distraught, so battered, so decimated after the Democratic primary. Because can you imagine? Could you imagine Elizabeth Warren going after Beto O'Rourke? This is like WWF. This is like people like pulling each other's hairs and like punching each other. Could you imagine like Biden going after Beto O'Rourke, who's going after Elizabeth Warren, then they're all going after Bernie? And then Hillary could get into the mix and she's like, I control everything. You know, I think Clinton's going to run also if she can. You know. And that's, there you go. I mean, it's like you're gonna have a tough time talking about middle class and the 1% when you have manufacturing jobs growing under Trump. You know, the Obama years were not fantastic economic times. We started with a recession, yeah, but I mean, you look at the economy, you look at foreign policy, already we had greater economic growth under Trump. So we'll have about 2.8%, 2.9% growth. Still a lot better than Obama, who had averaged a 1.55, 1.6% growth per year. Obama averaged a 1.6%. Obama 1.55% GDP average. Produce an average of Obama will be leaving office after producing an average of 1.55% GDP growth. 1.55% GDP growth. That is horrible. That is horrible. Okay. And yeah, I get it. You want to have some regulations. Regulations are not, but it's like, you have what you have economic growth that's lackluster, completely lackluster. Obama's final economic record, not great. Yeah, 8 years, not great. The average GDP growth during his tenure was about 1.5%. Wow. Wow. So at the end of the day, it's like 1.55, 1.6% GDP growth The economy is not growing. You can talk about the 1% all you like, and I used to do that all the time. I used to do that all the time because I was like obsessed with being moral. But what takes place is you're so obsessed with the left is so obsessed with morality that they're immoral. They're immoral. As for the remainder of Obama's time, the quarterly GDP growth averaged 2.2% or 1.5% when averaging out annual figures. 1.5%. Are you kidding me? So so there you go. I mean, it's very difficult. What Warren is going to face when you have manufacturing jobs growing at a high rate, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, you have to win those 3 states. You have to win Florida also. Okay. Now, Florida, they just elected Rick Scott and DeSantis. So it's kind of somewhat of a rebuke of the Bernie Sanders message or Elizabeth Warren message. Okay. Then you have Pennsylvania, Ohio, like 38. And then Michigan, 54 electoral college votes between the 3. You have to win those 3 if you're Trump. And I mean, when he goes to Michigan, when he goes to Ohio, when he goes to Pennsylvania, his rallies and his speeches, I mean, it's pandemonium. People are just excited. And the good thing, and I'm glad that I was wrong about the House, because you have 2 years. A Republican House was like a waste. They didn't do anything. They didn't do what they needed to do to indict Clinton or bring the House down. That's why the whole trust sessions was nonsense. Then you had Paul Ryan. Now you're stuck with Pelosi, and Pelosi's not going to deliver the goods. They ran on Medicare for all. They ain't going to. Those pundits who were like, yeah, I'm voting for Jill Stein, but you can vote for Clinton in a swing state. You definitely should. Those pundits who talk about Bernie, and then just funnel all the outrage back into whomever the Democrats cheat for. They have to come to terms with the fact that the Democratic Party does not want Medicare for all. Like, this is no disrespect to anyone who wants it. I don't think it's economically feasible. 320 million Americans. The Mercatus study says double to triple tax collection. And a rebuttal, I haven't heard a good rebuttal to the Mercatus study other than, oh, well, it's a right-wing study. Da, 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 da. It was touted by Bernie and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, one aspect of it. And people aren't willing to save money after 10 years when the economy tanks and people are out of work. The problem with the Bernie message, and this is what I learned the hard way, it doesn't focus on economic growth. It focuses on morality only. There's it is moral to have Medicare for all. There's a moral component to it. Yes, of course. Is it feasible, and will it tank the economy? That's the question. I could be wrong. I don't think I am, but I could be wrong. I'm willing to debate that. So open debate to Cenk Uygur or Kyle Kalinske or Mike Figueredo or anyone who wants to debate Medicare for all. I love Jimmy Dore. If he ever wants to debate, I'd love to do so. I actually love Jimmy Dore. Everyone else, not big fans of. But they're going to have to deliver. They ain't going to deliver. So 2 years of Pelosi, and you're not going to have Medicare for all. You're not going to have abolish ICE. You're not going to have $15 minimum wage. You're not going to have a green economy. So what are you going to have? An emphasis on gun legislation? Well, guess who owns firearms? People in Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Michigan. Dummies in the establishment Democratic Party. Go ahead and do that. Focus on gun control. See what happens in Ohio. Connor Lamb won because in Pennsylvania because he was like, yeah, I won't touch your guns. Eric H526, thank you. Will do. Um, I missed the super chat. Where's the super chat? Papa D. Hope they don't count Democrats' tails as manufacturing jobs. Papa D. Inga Hicks, thank you. Let's see. Judicial Watch. Stephen Halper. I mean, yeah, this is, FBI and Clinton Foundation. Look, it's all going to eventually go down. One thing Trump has is he has patience. I do not have patience. I don't have patience. Adam Bomb 31458. Happy New Year to you. Thank you. Thank you. But I mean, the best thing, I am so glad that obviously it was embarrassing, but you know what? I can't be right about everything. I was right about the Russia scandal. I was right about Jeff Sessions leaving. I was right about Hillary Clinton losing. I'm right about Q being a conspiracy theory that's dangerous for Trump supporters. I'm right about a lot of things. I'm not right about it. I can't be right about everything. So I was wrong about the House. And then the haters were like, oh, look at it. That's how they sound. But I mean, look, 2 years you're going to have to put up or shut up. You know what? Or get off the pot. You know what you're going to do. What you going to do? Oh, the Mike McRae phone calls are amazing. Amazing. Smokey over the line. They're so great. They're so great. But yeah, I mean, look, people don't want to debate me because when they do, like, I reached out to Progressive Voice. He's done like what, 8 segments on me, 9 segments, made money off me. So I reached out to him. He wants no part of it. I reached out to that writer who wrote yet another hit piece on me for like a blog, and he wants no part of it. The people who have debated me, I focus like a laser on a couple issues that they don't want to answer. So that's why, I mean, if you're not 100% authentic, you're not going to win a debate with me. And I know exactly the Achilles heel of people I debate, which is why, not many people want to debate me, but that's fine. I'm no longer on the left. So the left can just, they're going to implode in a ball of righteous indignation, fury, unhappiness, sadness, and infighting. Anabomb 31458. Thank you very much. Thank you. One thing about me is that I am not going to tell you something I truly don't believe. I am not going to tell you something. I am not going to say, fight the oligarchy, fight the system, fight, unjust wars, and then vote for Democrats who Max Boot is voting for as well. Like, I am not going to vote for a neoconservative. I am going to vote for a president who brings home Americans from conflict. I'm going to vote for a president who presides over peace between North and South Korea. I'm going to vote for a president who there's 400,000 manufacturing jobs during his tenure. That is the 99. You're talking about manufacturing jobs. That's the backbone, the foundation of American workers. You're working in a manufacturing, you're making something. So you can Elizabeth Warren can talk a good game, but at the end of the day, what can she back up? When she first got into Congress, I will give her this. When she first came into Congress, I'll give her this. She was a threat to the system. Wall Street even threatened not to give money to Democrats because she was such a threat. So I give her that. And they're calling just a second on Twitter. I didn't even log on, but I just put hashtag Elizabeth Warren. That's why I'm leaving tomorrow, and it's going to be hilarious. My parting messages. I'm going to get people who've disparaged me and just deactivate the account eventually. And I'll deactivate the account before because I'll use I'll deactivate the account before Twitter tries to suspend me again. Somebody called Trump a giant white supremacist reality show Cheeto as president. Okay, so Orange Man, racist. That's not but private server using top secret transferring Hillary Clinton, not racist. That's the thing. When you condemn, you have to have a vantage point. That's the whole issue behind condemnation, judgment. From where are you coming from, the judge? So now that people are talking Elizabeth Warren. This is so hilarious. I hope that she runs. I hope it's Beto and Warren, and this way you can have the most phony fake duo of all time. Beto Warren 2020. Two white people who from a failed DNA test and a nickname reach out to people who are constituents. I don't know. How do they justify this? I would be embarrassed if I ran with a Spanish nickname and that was my thing. Like it's not. I don't claim to. I'm actually a decent basketball player, but I don't claim. My new name is not like Magic Johnson Goodman. Just because I have a name, MJ LeBron Goodman, and then I'm like, oh, that makes me a great basketball player. No, I'm just H.A. Goodman, and I'm actually decent, not great at all, but decent, like better than one would think. Especially just better than one would think, especially on one-on-one. Because you look at me like, what? I mean, I would be embarrassed if I was Beto O'Rourke. I'd be embarrassed. What's your name? Well, Robert Francis, but you can call me Beto. Really? Why? Well, because, I'm reaching out to the Latino community in Texas. That's what my name is, Beto. Well, how is that reaching out to anyone? Well, because it's a Spanish name, dummy. Hello? Okay. I mean, and then you have 1,024th. What is that about? It would be the most phony ticket of all time. Beto Warren 2020. Then you have Bernie, bless his soul, Bernie Sanders, who will be again cheated. If Bernie Sanders was beaten with a steel pipe on national television, you would have the usual pundits say vote for whomever beat him. If Beto O'Rourke just got Bernie into a chokehold and like an armbar and broke his arm, they'd be like, oh my God, Beto is so great at jiu-jitsu. And they would vote for Beto O'Rourke. Meanwhile, poor Bernie would have a broken arm and, he'd have to go to the hospital, but God forbid. But then, you know what? They'd be like, well, it's the Russians. No problem. And that's the thing. There's no, if you do not tell the Democratic Party, this is why I left the left, and I'm so glad and happy as a Trump supporter. If you do not tell Democrats, I will not vote for you if you cheat. I will not vote for you if you pull any kind of unethical move. If you don't if you don't if you don't go and do that, if you don't go and do that, then the establishment Democrats, the power structure says, well, I can cheat, I can do whatever we want to do. People are just gonna fall in line. People are just gonna fall in line. Give me back my chat, Aussie J. The two-party system needs to be replaced by 4. How many generations has enslaved? Yeah, but the only thing is Americans just love to they don't like too many choices when it comes to politics. Luke St. Martin, please use the fund to buy a burro. That can be he'd be a shot. Luke St. Martin, Rico Goodman, 2020. That's right. Rico Suave. I hope anyone the Democrats pick will be so conflicted with their propaganda, and they will not have, they've gotten everyone into this frenzy. Medicare for all, Medicare, single buyer. And if you're not down with it, then it's like, oh my God, you are Satan. The ginger vape kid should run, absolutely. It'll be hysteria vape person, Beto 2020. Get out of my store. Excuse me. Sorry for that. Get out of my store. Get out of my store. Ah! It's just like they don't, it's just, the vape video was fantastic. It was everything you need to know. Everything you need to know about um like the culture today, political culture. It's condemnation, zero zero redemption or compassion. Tech Epiphany would love a discussion with Jimmy Dore. Oh, I love Jimmy Dore. I love Jimmy Dore. Everyone else I don't love too much. I love Jimmy Dore. I love Tim Black. I love Nico House. Obviously, I love, um, Elizabeth Voss and Susie Dawson and, all the great people. But thank God Thank God I'm not going to be. Thank God I'm not going to be on the left watching that nonsense because they're going to go after it. Look, just think of it this way: who is hated? Who does the left? Who on the left is attacked by the left? Then you know they're real. If the left doesn't attack you and you're on the left, you're just playing ball with the system. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. I will be back today. Happy New Year. Have a safe and healthy, happy evening. Um, it's been a fantastic year with everyone here, and I look forward to an even better year, 2019. Tell your friends about this channel. We're growing. We're growing, and we're gonna party tonight. Eventually, absolutely. It might be. Well, we'll have another live stream today, but we might have a live stream after New Year's, and into the morning of 2019. And anyway, God bless you all. Thank you so very much. I have the best live chat in all of YouTube. I have the most wonderful people watching this channel, and I thank you. Have a safe 2019, everyone. Have a safe New Year's, I should say. Don't be on the roads. Be safe. Get an Uber or designated driver, and have a great time. I'll see you today. Thank you.